YouTube family, welcome to my channel, Living Life with Mama. I'm Mama. It is so good to see you guys again. It has been some time since I have posted on my channel. I have a lot of updates. So if you are okay with some chit chat, then keep on watching. If you want to skip straight to the budgeting, I will post the marker on the screen and you can skip right to it. Before we go on, I would like to say welcome back if you are a regular subscriber. I do appreciate you sticking with me and waiting for my next video to be posted. If you're new around here and you found my channel while I was not posting, thank you so much for waiting. I really enjoy that you have picked my channel and I love that you are here. So let's go ahead and give you some updates. So I don't know if you have seen this or not. I did make a video for one of my paychecks and it never got posted because there was a lot of changes in our life. Great changes, but it has been kind of a little bit of a struggle. Starting at the beginning of this school year, I was offered a long-term substitute position as a para in a high special needs class. Within about a couple days or so, the teacher in that class, along with other people, very strongly encouraged me to apply for the position, the permanent school position, so I would no longer be a sub. Well, I got that job. So I am now a permanent school para for high special needs in the school district that I work for. Now, the reason why it took so long for me to post is this is actually my very first full paycheck since the beginning of the school year. Other than I think I received one substitute paycheck that was full, and that was like full hours is what I mean by it. I think that was the video that I probably posted and updated and was like, these are the changes that are coming about, blah, 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 all of that. And then it just got really crazy. My guarding was high at that time. There was some family stuff that was going on. There was my schooling that was going on. I'm still going to school and then having a new job. I was coming home exhausted all the time. Just lots of different things. And then also, because I wasn't really getting a full paycheck, my pay was a little wonky and I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to explain that, or my videos were going to be boring, or whatever the case may be. So I'm like, I'm going to just take one step at a time. Videoing, editing, and then posting takes a long time. And I usually post a budget, and then I post the cash with me, and then I do a meal planning with showing what I got at the grocery store. And so when I do that in one weekend, I have to have my schedule pretty strict of like Friday and Saturday I budget and meal plan. Saturday I go to the grocery store. Saturday I record what I got at the grocery store, and then Sunday I'm usually editing. Sometimes I would be editing on Saturday, whatever the case may be. So I just didn't have enough of that. Because my paychecks were kind of sporadic. Now we are fine. We are good. We had food. We weren't like eating, beans and rice type thing. But because I can food, I grow food, I stock food, all of that, we really haven't been to the grocery store in quite some time. We're still good. We've been eating chicken for the last couple of weeks. I think last Tuesday, I believe, was the last ground turkey that we had in the house, and we've kind of been eating chicken since then. But we've also been blessed with friends. We had a group of guys at my church help me switch some furniture around that I couldn't carry on my own. And one of the guys there had offered to take my daughter and I out to lunch, and he paid. And then my best friend, he took us to an event. And then after that, we tried this new restaurant that my daughter wanted to try, and he paid for it. He also paid for dinner the Friday that he came into town. We got pizza that night. So, like, we haven't been strictly just chicken because we've been blessed in so many ways, but that's pretty much what we've been having because we ran out of ground turkey. But we are still eating. We have a meat, we have a grain like mashed potatoes or rice or whatever, and then we have vegetables. I don't remember exactly what I did or whatever, but I think like with one of the child support payments or one of the partial checks or something, because I knew that this was happening and stuff, I went to Sam's Club and bought like bulk meat, bulk frozen vegetables, a lot of stuff that I knew that I could put in the freezer or put on the shelf, a lot of non-paper goods, like just to get us through. And it actually has lasted us, and I'm really glad that I did that. In the meantime and everything, I've had to put some stuff on the credit card. So like if I needed to go to Target to get food or whatever that we needed, like pasta, stuff like that. Even though we have not been buying things that we shouldn't be buying, we also still have to live. So I am starting fresh with my budget and with my bank account in some sense. The money that I have in my bank is strictly from the paycheck that I just received. So as a sub, I got paid every Friday. I believe I posted this, but I could be wrong. I don't remember what I've said that got posted and what I said that didn't get posted. So I do apologize if I'm repeating myself, and I do apologize if I'm saying things as if you should already know what the background information is. But when you start a job, you're like a week to 2 weeks behind because you have to get to that next paycheck, and sometimes you're even longer depending on when you start. So when I started substituting, when I got my first paycheck, it only had 3 days of that first week. And then the following paycheck, I got a full paycheck. But then by then, I had already started my new job. I started my new permanent job on September 9th. I went from getting paid every Friday to getting paid on the 15th and the last day of school. So now I'm only getting 2 paychecks. So that's also something that I've had to think through on how I'm going to do this channel, because I don't want to just post 2 times a month. I want to be able to spread it out. But of course, like, I'm probably going to have to do something else, or I record for that entire weekend, but I schedule the postings so you guys get a video every week. That also would kind of help with not having to be so squeezed and rushed in the editing that I'm having to, because I'm doing all of this by myself. I'm learning as I go, all of that kind of stuff. So I've had to kind of like figure that out. I've also made this. I don't remember if I showed this to you before I stopped posting. I made my budget binder. So I don't know if you recognize this or not, but I did copy this. On the back, I'm going to actually move this. On the back, I have all of these flowers. And what I wanted to do was actually color the flowers, but I'm not that detailed and I didn't have the time. So these are the rings. I think I got too big, but I think eventually it's going to become full, and I'm going to be glad that I had the big ones. This is a lot of old to-do things. I haven't had a chance to clean all this off, but one of the things that I do a lot is make to-do lists. So I thought having this would be really great. Down like over winter break and think about my next yearly goals. Like, what kind of money do I want to save? What would I like to do with YouTube? Goals, things that we do in the summer. Whatever the case may be, that is what this is for. Then I wanted to start keeping an expense tracker of my bank and all of my cards. I want to really be able to nail down what exactly am I spending it and where. I have an idea of where I'm spending things. Obviously, because I budget, I know where my money is going. But one of the things that I am struggling with is like knowing exactly what kind of cash envelopes I need for what and how much. And that's when the cards come as a struggle, is that like I didn't plan for something and then I had to use my credit card, or I had to dip into the money that I had in my bank, and then I'm pulling money from savings and stuff. So this is what that is going to be for. Some of the stuff I have not updated, and I'm going to work on it. This is my Capital One credit card expense tracker. This is not current, but I did obviously on 9/4 made 108 payments. Target, this was probably some of the time that I had to buy food on the Target card. I think it is actually at 300, but I could be wrong on that. I really need to update these things. Sam's Club card, I had to use a lot of that to be able to buy bulk items. I used a lot, as much as cash as I possibly could. But of course, I only have so much cash, and I knew that one thing that we needed to take care of was to make sure that we had food and non-food items like shampoo, conditioner, soap, trash bags, stuff like that. And so I stocked up on the things that we were really low on, that I knew we were not going to get to the middle to end of October. And we're in the middle of October now, and I'm really glad that we did it. Kohl's, that is actually, I believe, maxed out now, because I went to Kohl's and did some clothing shopping for my new job, because I needed more business casual clothing now that I was in a permanent position. And now I have 3 pairs of jeans that I was able to get on sale. I got a couple of cardigans, a couple of regular shirts, just like stuff like that. So things that I really needed. Care credit is the vet visit. So this helped me realize that I need a emergency and vet visit cash envelope for each of our cats. So my goal is to hopefully get this paid off. I do have 6 months of non-interest fees, and so I'm hoping that soon I can be able to get this paid off, or at least down as much as possible. Now, I'm not going to go through each of these, but each month has a monthly goal. So I'm going to want to take my yearly goals and then break it down into monthly goals. So each one has one of these, and then each one has a calendar. So we are in the month of October. I did receive a child support payment on the 3rd and the 7th. That kind of helped me pay for quite a few of the things. I did not receive a paycheck September 15th, but I did receive a paycheck September 30th. That helped pay for a few things. Capital One credit card, I had to pull that money from savings to pay that. On the 15th, this is the paycheck that I got. I've already paid for the Sam's Club payment, because I didn't want to make this late. I paid $34.76 on that paycheck, and I don't think my cell phone payment has come out yet. So this is what I'm going to be doing. The paycheck that I get on the 15th will pay for all the bills after the 15th up to the first day of the month. And the last day of the month will pay for everything up to the 15th. And then instead of dividing the rent into like 4 or 5, I will be getting into 2. Now, because I will be getting paid the 15th and the last day of the month, I will not have any magic months anymore, which is fine. So let's go ahead and get started on the bills. So I have written everything in pencil this time, just in case it changes at all. I do have my Spire bill. Trying to pick what color. I think I will do green. So my Spire bill this month is going to be $31.62. Care credit was $38. Capital One was $108. Target was $30. Sam's Club was $34.76. $76. I do know the Evergy bill, it is $92.14. And Kohl's is going to be $29 even. Right now, I'm just going to be paying the minimum payments until I'm able to get everything situated and I'm in a better rhythm. I'm hoping that the 2 paychecks I get will pay for all of my regular bills, and then I can go back to child support, helping pay for these, and I'm able to pay these off a little bit faster. But for right now, I'm just paying the minimum payment. So it is October 15th paycheck. Okay. So this is paycheck 1 out of 2. And I received $1,082.98. Total $1,082.98. Okay. I am going to tithe. Instead of breaking it up into 4, I need to break it up into 2. I'm going to tithe 50. So what's left over is $1,032.98. Rent is half of it is going to be $475. My cell phone is $106. Internet $46.99. Spire is $31.62. Evergy $92.14. And renter's insurance is $20.70. So definitely way different than what it had been. Definitely way fuller, but that's okay. Grand total is $772.45. I'm going to double check that just to make sure. Okay, so that is correct. So my leftover, $260.53. Normally I would put only my credit cards on these irregular bills. The only 2 that I need to pay for are Sam's Club and Kohl's. Now, I should not have done this, but it is what it is, okay? So, at my school, they were having a book fair. And I bought some books for my special education teacher and my kids' main general ed teacher. So I bought 2 books for that. And then I bought 2 chapter books for my daughter that I thought she would enjoy. And then I bought a classroom book for my future classroom. And that came to a total of $29. I take care of 3 boys. So I help them with their education, their projects, their talking, like their schedules, like behaviors, all of that. So when I say my boys, that's usually who I'm talking about. On Tuesday, we had a field trip with our class. And so I really didn't have food that I could just take with me to be able to throw the whole thing out or not heat up. So I went to Quick Trip that morning and spent $14.08 for that. Okay. Now this has not been posted yet, but that night my daughter and I both were exhausted. I think we also got tired of having chicken, and we went to Quick Trip and got some walking tacos. I should not have, but it was a lot cheaper than buying Jimmy John's, you guys. I called Jimmy John's, and normally we could spend maybe $30, $35, possibly $40, okay? And that includes tip, okay? My daughter and I usually at Jimmy John's each get like an unwich get a bag of chips, and a drink. One drink for me. That's literally it. I ordered Jimmy John's last night, and after tip and everything, it was going to be $50. $50, you guys. Like, that is ridiculous. Like, why should that be like that for 2 sandwiches? There's no reason for that. That doesn't make any sense at all. So I was like, no thank you. And we went to Quick Trip. I got a walking taco and a drink. My daughter got some hot dogs and some chips. And we spent a little under $15. A little under $15. Now, that doesn't make sense either, but I technically got 2 meals because I didn't have breakfast that morning, and I didn't want to be a grumpy, hungry person while I was on the field trip. So I got a breakfast sandwich, a Lunchable, chips, and a Sprite, and I paid $14.08. I don't know exactly how much. I don't know why it hasn't posted on my bank account yet. Like, it's weird. It should have automatically done that. Actually, no, that is not going to be it, because this is actually it. Oh my gosh. Okay, no, I paid cash the first time that we went to Quick Trip, which it ended up being about $14. That's why I was confused, like, why hasn't this posted? So no, I paid cash because I had some cash in, like, household, and I'm like, I was trying really hard not to spend the money in my bank account, because I knew that I was going to do this, because I promised my special ed teacher, because we have a student in there that lives with a non-parent family member. This person doesn't buy books from the book fair. So, like, I just felt bad. Like, he wanted all these books. He was excited about these books. I told the special ed teacher that I was going to get one of the books that he wanted so that he would have it in the classroom. Like, it's the classroom book, but I specifically bought it for him. And I wanted to get a couple books for the classroom that we're in, because I really love the teacher and I really love that classroom. So that is why I spent that. And then also my daughter needed some new books. So I'm going to add this up. It ends up being $106.84. I'm left with $153.69. I'm automatically going to do $50 in gas, because I have to have that last me until the end of the month. I don't remember how much gas I have, but I'm going to have to put gas in the car before I get paid at the end of the month. There's a couple of things that I need to make sure that we have. So one of the things that I was going to do was put money towards my budget and crafts. So I redid my cash envelopes, and I ran out of the laminating. I had a little bit left to be able to do what I didn't have any cash envelopes for, and then I'm using my old ones. And you'll see that whenever I do the cash stuffing. But to get the 2 that I need, it's going to be like $50. So I was like, okay, I can just get that in my paycheck on the 15th. I'm not going to be able to do that. But I do want to put some money, so I'm going to put $5 in here for my budget and crafts. So date nights, more for like anytime I want to go out with anybody, just me as an adult. So our team is doing like a happy hour. Now, I don't drink. I like wine, but I'm not going to be drinking at the happy hour. But I want to be able to meet with my team outside of work, because we hardly ever get to see each other or talk to each other, stuff like that. And so I would like to go out, get something to eat with them, stuff like that. It is not until like right before we go on break for Thanksgiving. So I do have 3 paychecks plus a child support. So I think I'm going to just go ahead and put $5 in there. These are all of my daughter's expenses. I want to do $5 in her Christmas presents, $5 in her awards. She's working really hard towards having a $50 shopping spree. So I do this, like, what's called Mom Bucks here at the house, and she is learning about budgeting and saving and all of that. And so, like, I'm paying her to do her chores and to do homework and everything. Doing chores and homework is a huge struggle for her. It's not a normal regular task in her mind. And so I am helping her with that. One, to budget money, to plan ahead, but then also to help her get into the rhythm of doing things like doing homework, getting the chores done, taking care of her cats, taking care of herself, stuff like that. It's kind of hard to explain, but like that stuff is not a normal, like, she wakes up and's like, okay, I need to go take a shower. Like, that's not normal for her. It's a chore to go do a shower. And so she's like really wanting this $50 shopping spree, so I need to put some money in that. We do not need anything for Halloween because we already bought our Halloween costumes. I'm gonna put some money, Christmas meal, money in Christmas PJs, Thanksgiving meal. This is like other expenses, eating out with friends. So like when me and my best friend want to go out to eat, that's what this is for. When we get invited by church members and we actually have the money, Christmas presents, I want to put $5 into that. When we got Bella, she was a kitten and she was eating kitten food when I made this. I had Rainbow's food and then Bella's food. And then I realized, I was like, oh, I don't have a spot for cat litter. And I'm like looking at things. I'm like, oh, I forgot to do a cat litter cash envelope. So under here, it actually says Bella's food, but Bella is not eating the kitten food anymore. She's eating the same food that Rainbow's eating. I did ask the vet if it was okay that she did. She's fine. They're fine. Right. For our vacation, we had gone out to see a friend, and to get there, we had to go through some tolls. And so we got some toll charges in the mail, and I need to pay that because they are charging past due fees. So that is $10.68. I should have added that. I am sorry. Okay. Oops. 143.01. Okay. So I definitely need cat litter. So I'm just going to bite the bullet and do $30. We don't need cat litter right now, but we do eventually. And so I'm going to do $10 on that one. This is all of my garden expenses. Really don't need that. I'm starting to put the garden beds to bed for the winter. So I'm a little short. Okay, so I have that. Okay, 20 covered. So, okay. I don't normally want to do this, but I don't know how much I can tithe right now. I have not figured that out. I would like to do at least $100, which is why I was doing 50. But obviously, I need to take care of my tithing, all of that. But God understands, and like oh my gosh, we didn't even do food yet. Okay. All right, I am going to change this to $5. Okay, so I'm going to reevaluate this. I'm extremely behind on Christmas and Thanksgiving. Okay, 40. So that leaves me with $50 in food. Now, obviously, you're like, but you don't spend $50 in food. You spend more than that. But $50 is more because we still have a lot of food in bulk. This is just getting us more situated in our new income, okay? We still have tons of chicken. I can get a couple of ground turkey, stuff like that. So let's go ahead and add this up. So that's 5, 10, 115. $73.01. That's 15. 40. 40. Okay. All right, and 0 base budget. All right, now quickly going to I need to head out. So for cat litter, I'm getting a $10 bill. Cat food, I'm getting a $20 bill and a $10 bill. Thanksgiving, Christmas PJs, Christmas meal, Christmas presents, awards, date night, month ahead, emergency fund, coffee, and tithing all are getting $5. Gas is getting a 50, groceries is getting a 50, which comes to $190 that I will be getting in cash at the bank tomorrow. All right, well, that is it. That is my budgeting. I don't like how things kind of came about, but what I'm trying to do is to pay off cards and get away from using my cards. So that's why I took away tithing. I don't want to not tithe. I have not tithed in a while, and I want to get back into tithing, but God understands, and I need to tithe, but I tithe what I can. I don't have to do a certain amount. I would love to do more than that, but it's just not in the budget right now, and I'm still trying to get back up onto my feet. So there it is, you guys. Thank you so much for sticking around. Please make sure that you subscribe down below if you're not, or to give me a thumbs up if you liked this video. You guys have a great week. Bye.